Hello and welcome to another episode of the Confident Musician Show. My name is Brett Cusack, aka Megalove, and I'm a musician, songwriter, music educator, and life coach. And at the Confident Musician, we guide and inspire musicians to overcome self-doubt and overwhelm and create more confidence than you ever thought possible so you can make music, make a difference, and share your unique talent with the world. If you do enjoy this video, please let us know in the comments. You can also like and subscribe if you're on YouTube or Facebook. And then you can also, if you do know somebody who would like to overcome the fear of being disliked, please share this video with them or tag them in the comments. Alrighty, let's jump into our 5 pro tips of how to overcome the fear of being disliked. Alrighty, tip number 1 is the fundamental principle that all of life is conserved. So no matter what happens, you are going to be liked and disliked all through your life, no matter what. So you want to learn how to embrace life as it is instead of how you wished it was. And this has been incredibly valuable for me because at the end of the day, if I'm not out there doing the things that I loved and getting feedback of support and challenge from everybody, it's probably most likely that instead of getting all the dislike on the outside, I'm getting it on the inside. So I'm disliking myself. So we want to get out there, do the things that we love, accept the fact that there's going to be support and challenge no matter what we do, and learn how to embrace it on the outside of us so that we can feel authentic and congruent with who we uniquely are. So tip number 1 is all of life is conserved. So no matter what you do, you're going to be liked and disliked. So I would so much rather have dislike on the outside of me than dislike myself. Tip number 2 is, what are all the benefits of being disliked? So if we've got a fear in the future, a future emotion appearing real, that means that we have a lopsided perception that we're experiencing it out there in the world. So our brain's primary purpose is to keep us safe. So we want to start to acknowledge that the benefits of actually getting some negative feedback or critique or someone not liking us. And when we start to acknowledge the benefits of it, we're actually probably more likely to actually accept that that is actually part of the journey and see things as on the way instead of in the way. Some examples of the benefits of being disliked is strong character, tough skin, persistence, focus, diligence, leadership. And these are all things that you probably want to have as a creative, being out there in the world and being confident in yourself, doing the things consistently in order to be self-evident and be the authentic you. So tip number 2 is to list benefits of being disliked. So you actually see things as on the way instead of in the way. Tip number 3 is to do the inverse of that, which is, what are the drawbacks of being liked all the time? So if you went through your entire life without anybody challenging anything about you, any of your interests or values, or you'd probably be a soft, floppy human being rolling around in the world going, ah. And so what we want to do here is start to acknowledge that staying in the position that we're in is actually going to also have some drawbacks. So some examples of being liked all the time might be, you might end up being a bit soft. You might be complacent. You don't need to move from where you are because your brain is ticking all the boxes of safety. And that's its primary purpose. You might subordinate to those people who like you and do the things that they want you to do instead of doing the things that you want to do. You might feel obligated to people who support you or you perceive to be overly supportive. And then you may also fear losing it. So you end up being in this feedback loop of going round and round in circles, trying to be liked all the time instead of actually getting out there and actually doing the things that you love. And you'll probably start to acknowledge that you're receiving those things anyway. So if you're being liked all the time, there's also a bunch of downsides to it. So you want to get out there and be disliked in the real world so that you create those, you're creating those things on the outside of you instead of feeling those things yourself. So tip number 4 is to ask yourself, is this actually important to me? Or is this just a fantasy that I no longer actually desire? So when we actually stop and check in with ourselves, maybe we're trying to play out a fantasy of like being a famous rock star or playing on stages or big stages and getting, support and people liking you or feeling validated or significant or feeling good enough. So you may just be planning out this fantasy that you want to do this thing, but it's actually not that important to you. So tip number 4 is just to get real with yourself and actually say, is this thing that I want to be doing out there actually important to me? Because if it actually is important to you, you'll actually start doing it. So you just want to acknowledge that, okay, maybe it's time to let go of that idea so I can actually focus on the things that you actually are already doing and embracing support and challenge in. So it could be your work if you're providing for a family. It could be providing for your family. It could be your family, which is supporting and challenging you, and you're embracing being disliked by your kids because you want to discipline and give them the support and challenge that they need equally in order to grow most as well. Tip number 5 is to get a coach or mentor to guide and inspire you along the journey to help speed up the process. So having somebody to actually hold your hand and actually help you overcome the problems behind the problem so you can do more of the things that you love. And that is why I've created my latest course, which is called Confidence and Happiness Secrets for Musicians. And you can get it on the link below this video. There is heaps and heaps and heaps of content in there. It's going to change your world dramatically if you do the work, of course. So there's how to master time management for musicians, there's how to write songs that stand out, there's how to create rock star confidence. And what you've probably started to realize through watching this video is there might be some problems behind the problems, and that's what all of this course starts to help you understand all of your internal world so you can do more amazing things on the outside. Alrighty, yeah, you can grab it on the link below this video for the cost of less than a packet of strings. I don't know how long it's going to be that price for, so make sure you grab a copy straight away. Let's recap our 5 pro tips. Tip number 1 is that all of life is conserved. You're always going to be liked and disliked throughout your life, so embrace life as it is instead of how you wished it was. And if you're fearing being disliked on the outside, you're probably disliking yourself because you're not doing the things you actually want to do. So we want to change that up. Tip number 2 is what are all the benefits of being disliked? Strong character, tough skin, persistence, focus, diligent leadership. And these are probably all the things that you want to be able to embrace. So we want to make sure that when you are disliked, you're actually acknowledging that these challenges are actually on the way instead of in the way. Tip number 3 is what are all the drawbacks of being liked all the time? Soft, complacent, lazy, subordinate, obligated, fear of losing that support or the people that like you, or you're perceiving to have more benefits to drawbacks. Tip number 4 is to ask yourself, is this actually important to me anymore? Or is this just a fantasy that I actually no longer desire? So there's no point in wishing that I want to do something out there in the future if it's actually not that important to you anymore. And tip number 5 is to get a coach or mentor to guide and inspire you along the journey to help speed up the process. You can always make more money because it's going to cost some cash to invest in getting somebody to support you. You can always make more money, but time is always lost forever. So many of my clients say, I wish I did this sooner. So if you do need some help, you can reach out to me and start the process by booking a quick 15-minute obligation-free Q&A with me on the link below this video. I only have a very limited amount of spots each week. So make sure you get in quickly and make sure you get that so we can get the ball rolling so you can make more music, make a difference out there and share your unique talents in the world. And I would love to help you. And so this is an opportunity for us to have a really high quality conversation, figure out what it is that you need and whether we're going to be a great fit to work together. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching this video. Let us know in the comments what you found useful, valuable, or interesting. And please like and subscribe if you found this valuable. And also, if you know somebody who that needs some help with overcoming the fear of being disliked, you can tag them in this video or send this to them via a DM. My name is Brett Cusack, aka Megalove. And until next time, make music, make a difference, and I will see you on the next video. Catch you later. Bye.